So it would appear that our neighborhood-friendly buddies, also known as police, are at it once again. A video has been making its rounds of a Baltimore City police veteran, 6-year police veteran at that, basically assaulted a 32-year-old man and then arrested him for assaulting an officer. He provoked an exchangement, and when the man did not do what he wanted to do, he went ahead and started swinging on him, and then arrested him. There's a lot of officers around this guy. I'll show you the footage right now.
Charging documents back on June 15th, Officer Kosum says he saw an intoxicated Truss loitering in front of a liquor store at Greenmount and North Avenues and told him to move. The two exchanged words, and Truss went into the liquor store to make a purchase. When Truss came out, a female friend of his is seen on the video pushing him away from officers as more words are exchanged. Eventually, Truss is backed into a nearby bus stop, and all of a sudden, Truss's attorneys say Officer Kosum comes out of nowhere and hits Truss several times. Truss is eventually arrested and charged with assaulting an officer. There's a pattern.
The first thing I would like everyone to take note of is how many officers there are in this scenario. Look at that. Look how many are just standing around allowing this to happen. And then they allowed this man to be charged with assault on an officer. So they're willing to let this man go to jail, fuck up his life, give him a criminal record, possibly send him out to prison based on whether he had priors or not. And even if he didn't have any priors, they still could very well send him to prison for this. Fuck up his whole family. He could have kids at home that rely on him just because they want to be dickheads and bully everybody. Now, don't get me wrong. This has been brought to the light, and it's an ongoing scenario in a courtroom. So the man is not in jail anymore. They have dropped the charges on him because the footage was leaked from the fucking city cameras. Now, also what this means is there was an officer watching that city camera, and he saw this assault happen, and he said nothing also. This isn't war on drugs. This isn't war on fucking whatever else you want to call it. This is war on the people, man. What kind of shit is that? You were sworn to protect and serve the general public. Cops nowadays, a lot of them don't see white, black people, any different races. All they see is blue and then citizens. Blue and citizens. They don't give a shit who you are. They're just interested in protecting themselves. And as you can see, a lot of times, that's not even about protecting themselves. That's a load of horse shit. So, obviously, since this footage has been leaked, the charges against this man have been dropped, while he is counter-suing with his own attorney for being assaulted by an officer. And I hope to God he wins. And here's the real kicker. This cop didn't get his paid vacation, which is awesome. However, he is patrolling the streets today while under investigation. He is still out doing his fucking job. Why is it so hard to fire these guys? Why is that such a big deal? You fuck up at McDonald's, you fuck up at a factory, they fire you. It doesn't have to go through a whole goddamn internal affairs investigation to get rid of a fucking filthy pig. I just don't get that. However, the right steps to take for something like this is not like what happened in St. Louis. In fact, that's horrible steps to take. In fact, the steps to take aren't even aggression. And don't get me wrong, I would love to see this cop get his ass whipped, maybe even shot. I think it'd be awesome. But that's not the answer. See, here's the problem with scenarios like this. Is you're familiar with the term New World Order and this and that, Illuminati, yada yada yada. Okay. There's actually a grand scheme at work here. And in theory, anyway, in theory, there's a grand scheme at work. They want people to become outraged by police officers. They want people to become outraged by black versus white crime and white versus black crime. That's why you see so many video footages and whatnot on the news. Never anything good. It's always, race baiting and officers against citizens. The more outraged you get, the more things are going to happen, like St. Louis. The sooner everyone's going to get shut down on martial law, and it'll be justified, and people will say, oh yeah, I understand, because, we did get a little crazy, didn't we? And you'll accept it because it'll seem like the only way to be safe. Do I have the answers about what to do? Hell no. I have no fucking idea. All I know is this is bullshit. That cop does not need to be patrolling the streets, especially now that he's got the heat of this over his head. and he's out there writing tickets and whatnot and serving citizens while the scenario was going on in the courtrooms versus him. What do you guys think should be the necessary steps taken to fix something like this? What kind of system should we have in place to deal with something like this? Clearly, aggression doesn't work, as seen in St. Louis with the riots and the craziness that went on there. And that started out as a peaceful protest, and actually that wasn't even the peaceful people that were doing the rioting. That was people who saw an opportunity, and they came out of their homes and joined, and then they started the rioting. However, I don't know. It's mind-boggling. It really is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. It's Bullets for Lunch signing off. Goodbye.
Charged with assaulting an officer.
There's a pattern here. First, these officers are stripping our clients of their dignity, their rights. Then they're charging them with an assault that they themselves are perpetrated. It's the same pattern. They strip them of their rights and force them to submit. This is not Baltimore justice. This is Baltimore horror.
Now, there are a number of very good police officers. However, the ones that are vicious and violent and that are terrorizing the community,
they need to go. They need to go.